All right, so I'm on my way home after a long, hard day's work. And my truck decides to do this. Bam. Boom. And literally it decided to do it all at the same time, which I thought was pretty arousing. And I know what you're thinking. Lucky for me, right? It all happened at the exact same time. Right? That's what I was thinking. I was like, dude, amazing. How awesome is that, right? Well, guys, we made it home. So with the help of Top Don here, we're gonna see what the heck is going on. So while I'm getting all this ready, there's two things in my mind that could cause this underlying issue. The engine light, here's the deal. Last time it came on, it's because it set a gas cap. Now the brake and the ABS, as well as the traction control, all kind of correlate together, or they could. Now that's a parking brake. And if the parking brake does have issues, it will go to the ABS. And if the ABS has issues, then it's gonna go to the traction control. And so what I'm thinking is, because my vehicle is so nice to me and loves me so much that it gave me all these lights all at the same time, I guess I wanted to make my ride home a little bit colorful, you know what I mean? But I'm thinking because it's being so nice that that engine light is probably gonna tell me why that parking brake light is on, and also why that ABS light's on, and why our traction control is no longer working. So now that being said, let's dive into it. There's spilling down there. It's a little bit tight of a fit with that PA system I put in there, but we're getting there. I probably shouldn't. I didn't really think about that when I was installing it, but probably should have. Well, maybe a little too close. So who's excited? I know I am. Okay, so this is what we got on this bad boy. We only have one code. So let's see what our code is. We're gonna figure this out together. Dude, are you serious? All right, so this is a P0451, and I've seen this code a million times, which is also known as the EVAP pressure sensor. And this one's telling us range, circuit performance. All right, so a loose gas cap could cause a P0451 code. Matter of fact, that's the majority of the reason why those codes even come on in the first place. But they can also come from a lot of other reasons as well. So the pressure sensor is literally located on the fuel tank. And I don't know if you guys remember, but about 2 years ago, I was at a customer's house and my fuel pump failed on me, and I had to walk to O'Reilly's and get a new one. And in doing so, I also picked up a fuel pump pressure sensor because it was only like 12 bucks. So I don't think it's that, but we are gonna live scan it. So that way I can clear that and then move on to the next thing, which could potentially be a canister, an EVAP purge or vent valve. Or it could just be the wiring, in which I don't think it's that as well, because here's the deal: when I replaced that sensor, I also put some electrical grease on there, and it clicked in, everything was good. We have a safety guard on that thing, so it's locked and loaded. That sensor is good on there, so I don't think it's that. All right, so we're loaded. Let's go ahead and go to our live scan and see what we got going on here. All right, so here is our live scan. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can tell, but here's the deal. We do have, it does look like we potentially may have a leak. Not like a fuel leak, but like an air leak. Because although this isn't a graph that stays consistent like a throttle body or something like that, we do have some pretty significant drop-offs. So it's failing to maintain like an average. Here's the deal. The value of this is supposed to be above 362, and it's only at, let's see, 358. So it's not bad, but we got, a little leak somewhere. We're gonna figure that out. All right, so now that we got that figured out, here's the deal. We gotta move on to the next thing, which is the parking brake and the ABS system. So we're gonna get out of this. So to figure that out from here, we're gonna go to Diagnostics. And then so from here, we're gonna go to Auto Scan, and that'll bring up everything that we need to auto scan. So we're gonna go to our ABS here. So we got the DTCs on here. We also got active tests. So we're gonna go to the DTCs first. And as you see, it's performing tests within the ABS system itself. Oh, darn it. All right, so here's the deal. This is not a good one. We have a C1300, which means ABS pump motor circuit failure. So typically when you have no communication with this thing, what you wanna do is check the fuses and relays, because that also could be a problem. So from here, guys, we're gonna go to active tests, and we should have a hydraulic pump test. There we go, hydraulic pump motor, and that's the ABS system. And then when we open it up, we got all these different variations that we can test for, but we're gonna go to the pump itself. So we got our anti-lock braking system, our main brake system, our pump motor relay, as well as the valve controls. If we have communication with the pump, then we know that, it's not a relay or a fuse. It still possibly could be a short or a ground issue. All right, so terrific, look at this. All right, so currently right now our pump motor is off because we are in park and I'm not pressing on the brake or anything. But if it is working, then when I push on the brake, this should go from off to on. And so our pump motor relay is not, but we do have brake pressure. So according to this, our hydraulic pump motor is off and our relay is not working. But our ABS system is still on because we still have brake pressure. So this can mean one of two things. Here's the deal. My pump motor could actually be bad, or that relay itself could actually not be working. So we're gonna pop that relay out and we're gonna test it. But now on to the next thing. So our parking brake's on, so let's see what's the deal with that. Performing tests. All right, so that's an easy one. It tells me my parking brake is slightly engaged. It's very slightly engaged. Now, last but not least, traction control. And then from here, we got traction control switch status. So we're just gonna click on that, click OK. And so here's the deal. Look at me being right. The traction control light is on because the ABS has detected a problem. Well guys, here's the deal. I got a proposition for you. How about going to sleep and then waking up and then fixing these things and then going to work? How's that sound? Well, good morning guys. So we're back. It is a bright new day and we're gonna start where we left off, which is checking the fuses. Unfortunately for us, we are not labeled up here, so I did go ahead and Google it. Boom. Then we're gonna go all the way to 47, which is this one right here, which is the anti-lock brake system module. And right off the bat, we can tell we're popped. And then looking at it, obviously there has to be a reason why, correct? So then we go to 47 and it's supposed to be a 60 amp, and unfortunately it's only got a 40 amp in it. Now I did own this truck for like 3 years guys, and I've never changed these fuses, so that does mean that 40 amp lasted for about 3 years, so good job. But now time to take it out and then just put the correct one in it. Let's put a 60 in it. On to the next thing. Whew, that was a close one. But now it's on to the next thing, which is my personal favorite, the smoke machine. So here's the deal with this. Right beside the fuel line is a couple vent lines, and I'm just gonna tag into one of those, pump that sucker full of smoke, and then see where she comes out. Alrighty. It looks as though we have found our leak. Hey, but luckily for us, it's easy fuel, no cap. Now I will do a couple of these guys. Just trying to break up some crud, anything that's in there, clean it a little bit, probably run a rag in that, but I just use my finger. All right, so typically I wouldn't worry about a gas cap situation, but as you've seen on the live scan, we do have a little bit of a drop off. So I am gonna purchase a couple things. They do make aftermarket caps for these things, and so I'm just gonna purchase one of those, put it on, and then retest it and make sure that that solves our problem. All right, so if my calculations are correct, our problem should be resolved, and hopefully those lights are off. Yay! Terrifico. No ABS and no traction control. We do still have the engine light on though, you know, obviously. We also have a low tire. That's because of that. Well, now that all that's done, it's time to go to work. Now here's the deal. If you're interested in seeing what work we're doing today, there's like 7 different jobs. So just go ahead and hit that like and follow button. Subscribe to the channel if you like, and you'll get notified when I post those videos. So see you tomorrow.